Hey, Viking fans, your Minnesota Vikings are returning to camp, quarterbacks and rookies reporting. Let's talk about that next in three, two, one. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Make sure you hit like. Give me 50 likes. That puts me over the edge. I appreciate that. Also, comment. Tell me what you think. What are you? And today we're going to be talking about camp battles. Uh, big topics. What we're going to look for. What is the thing you're most likely wanting to see coming out of camp? I want to hear you, and make sure you subscribe. I appreciate it. Let's get started. I'm talking about the 5 big stories that we have going on in starting camp. This is what I'm highlighting going into camp. These are macro level, 30,000 feet looking down type storylines, not individual storylines, but kind of the bigger ones. And I limited it to 5 just for time's sake. But I'll be talking on my live shows the next 2 days more and more about what I think about different camp battles, different personnel choices, things like that. But let's get it started. Let's get the party started. Let's talk about this first one. This is hot. Jordan Addison. We know he got a ticket, not arrested. I drive 140 on interstate. I'm going to jail. He did not. I don't know if it's the situation. Maybe the streets were empty, whatever. They took kindly on him and didn't put him in jail and, impound his car, which usually would happen if you're exceeding the speed limit by almost 90 miles an hour. That is crazy. You're almost 2 speed limits above the speed limit. But will Jordan Addison win the wide receiver 2 job? It's up in the air. I feel like this coaching staff tends, and historically our coaching staff has led to veterans leading the way. You got KJ Osborne probably in the front seat right now, and it's familiarity. Okay. Now I believe KOC made a mistake by saying this is a day 1 starter when he was caught on, when he was getting recorded on his reaction to drafting Jordan Addison. Yes, he should be. But mistake number 1, don't hand it to him. Don't hand it to him. I was completely fine, and I've been on the record of drafting defense in that first round. I was preferring to trade down and get a impact defensive player because I am such a big fan of Jalen Naylor. If I had my choice, I would have went defense. Jalen Naylor gets up to number 2 over KJ Osborne. I think KJ Osborne is limited. He does not run routes. If he had ability to improve that, showed me that, I would be looking at him. But Jalen Naylor has the athletic ability, has the hands, has the route running. I think he has it all. I was high on him when we drafted him. I said he was our best value in the draft. So I'm a big Naylor fan. I think give him an opportunity to step up. Don't just hand this off to Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison has the route running, is pretty good hands. Not a big guy, but neither is Naylor. Naylor's 6 foot. KJ Osborne's 6 foot. Justin Jefferson's 6 foot. We're just and then Jordan Addison is a smaller dude. Says 5'11", but he's less. He's smaller than the other three guys. But hey, I am fine with the problem we have there of who's number 2. I am. But Jordan Addison, the ideal situation is him winning number 2 job because we put so much draft stock into him. I'm doing a lot of talking on Jordan Addison. His personality, him. We interviewed Judd Zolgad. He ignored him on a thing. He hung up on all the coaches like 3 or 4 or 5 times in the draft after the draft. because he thought the conversation was done. I don't blame him all on the coaches. I blame it. You think they're just gonna call for 5 seconds, not talk. You're gonna hang up. Then the speeding, buying a Lamborghini, and you haven't even seen the field yet. You showed up for your first you showed up for rookie camp. You looked pretty good. We were excited. And then you undisclosed injury, don't have mini camps, OTAs, and then boom, you're buying a Lambo. I don't just the optics, man. The optics. Anyways, let's move on. Will the offensive line finally take the next step? Okay. This will be the first year that in recent memory, maybe a decade, that we have the same guys playing the same positions coming back. They're playing the same position. And we have a second year offensive, second year into the same offensive coordinator, same play caller. I'm liking it. The gel, the mistakes we've learned from, especially that Cowboys game, getting an Oliver at tight end to help out. I think the focus on improving the running game, I think that is all good. All good. All signs point to us improving. Now, how much? I don't know, man. I think key is Ed Oliver taking the next step. I think he will. I think he improved. I don't know too many people that thought he tailed off at the end. I think most people thought he improved at the end. And it's just a position that you get better the next year if you have the talent. And I think he's got the talent. We've seen him just throw guys off their feet. Now, Bradbury and Cleveland, they may have capped out their ability. They may have capped out. We may have seen the best of them. But it will help if you have your right guard stepping up. Real key is Darisaw staying healthy, no concussions all year long, and Brian O'Neill coming back from his surgery. That's the key. But I am cautiously optimistic. I'm not overboard. CBS ranked him 10th in the league. They can do some good things. Let's see. The communication, Kirk Cousins knowing the offense a lot better, being able to put them in the right spots, right protections, all this stuff will help so much more. Less confusion. You can play fast. If you're thinking you're not playing fast, that's my hope here. Who will start in the defensive backfield? Ideally, it's going to be Harrison Lewis-Cine. That's ideal. All right. Cornerback wise, I do feel that Andrew Booth Jr. and let's see, so I think Mekhi Blackman will start the opposite of I'm escaping as Byron Murphy Jr. I think he comes out and wins the job, man. I do. Although it might be through an injury. I just think, with Brian Flores, I don't know. I think the most talented guy there might be Mekhi Blackman. I thought that about Andrew Booth Jr. last year, but the injuries, just I can't put all my faith in him. So I'll be realistic there. But I just Caleb Evans has showed talent. It's a good problem to have. Out of those three guys, Boo Jr., Mekhi Blackman, Caleb Evans, let them fight out for that second spot. And then nickel will be a combination of safety and one of these other guys. And Ward, I believe Jay Ward. They got him listed as a safety in ESPN, but we drafted said cornerback. That's what I think's happening here. Mekhi Blackman, you get a mixture at nickel corner. Andrew Booth Jr. Sorry, I keep wrong. Junior Byron Murphy Jr. at the number one cornerback, and then Lewis-Cine and Harrison Smith. That's the goal. But we have a good problem in the safety position with Metellus there. I really liked him. He should have been starting at the end of the year. Let's go on to this. What will Brian Flores' defense look like? What defense we're going to play? 3-4-4-3. He says, who we playing? That's what I like to see. The key for me of how successful this is this if he has Danielle Hunter with his hand in the ground playing week 1. That is the big if. That is a big if. I like the fact that they got Marcus Davenport. I think he's an athlete. He is. He's an athlete. And I think that will show on the field. You got Danielle Hunter on the other side. You got creative blitzing. You got an aggressive defense. You got disguised looks. You don't know where people are coming from. Brian Flores will change this defense drastically, but even better if we keep Danielle Hunter. I think our success revolves around Danielle Hunter, man, coming back. We need that pressure. I'm not sure we're going to get it. I like a Tonga, and the rest of the guys are just a guy, maybe better than average in some cases. But we'll see. We'll see. The rookie we drafted, that could be a big deal. I don't even see him here, and also as Asezi Atamueo, he was drafted to be a 3-4 defensive end. So we got a lot of guys fighting for positions. This is that's outside linebacker Danielle Hunter, but really we're talking about defensive linemen. I'm optimistic. I think it's an average line. I don't think it's below average. We just don't have the big names, but we got Danielle Hunter. That's the anchor. But here's the big one. Will the second year under Kevin O'Connell be the key to Kirk Cousins leading this team deep in the playoffs? I think it is. This is the first time he's had the same play caller back-to-back years, a whole off season with them. This is the first time, man. First time, 2 off seasons with the same offensive coordinator, the same coach, the same play caller, same offense, most of the same personnel, an upgrade potentially, the same line, healthy, hopefully. There's some hope. There's some ifs there, but I think if anything, it showed you with all the hits and the sacks he took last year that he's more than capable of overcoming issues. This idea that Kirk Cousins doesn't have the edge, doesn't have the killer instinct. 11-0 in 1-score games the regular season. 8 come from behind victories, both NFL records. You don't fall out of bed, trip over the stool, and then boom, you fall into 11-0 and 8 come from behind victories and 13-3 record with the 31st ranked defense in the league that gave up more points than we scored. And we were the 6th or 7th ranked offense in the league. You just don't fall out of bed, bump your knee, fall over on your ass, do a somersault, and then you do all those things. There's no accident there. We get a guy that took advantage of opportunities. He was unleashed in the fourth quarter. We weren't thinking, we were just playing, and that's what I want to see with the offense second year, knowing that you can play loose and fast all game long. Don't just save it for the fourth quarter. Have it the whole game, plus our improved running game. Got to have the improved running game. Even though we lose Dalvin Cook, I think we got 4 total, but 3 guys that I think can carry the load if we wanted them to. And they all have their attributes. Let's go. Make sure you're give me the 50 likes. I appreciate it. I want optimism, guys. Let's go. Give me your comments. What do you think is the big storylines you want to see unfold in the preseason? All right, let's go. Let's go Vikings.